Wouldn't be wouldn't be a stream with Snay if there were not any technical difficulties. Our new computer finally came in, so very happy about that. I mean, we've been needing a new computer, even though this one has been doing okay for now. I mean, we stream on like 20 platforms, and we have a fairly powerful computer, and then we bought even a more powerful computer. So hopefully that should fix up everything in the future. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So first things first, what the title of the video is that, you know, when buying altcoins, are you going to buy with when you're buying with altcoins, are you going to buy with fiat or are you going to buy with Bitcoin? That's the big question, right? Which one's more advantageous? Specifically in the market that we're in right now, I don't think we've broken the bear trend yet. I'm still bearish on the market. I still think that we could continue to downtrend. I think we dipped a little too low, and we kind of corrected up a little too high again, and then we could potentially see as low as 9 to 8,000. We already did see that $10,000 mark, which we were expecting, but it is what it is. So let's just jump straight back into it. Let's go look at Bitcoin now. So what is actually better for the market, or when you're buying altcoins? Is it better to buy with Bitcoin, or is it better to buy with fiat? That's the really big question here. All right, let's just jump straight into BTC USD. So we are doing this all live, guys. So bear with us here. We're doing this completely live. This is not scripted at all. So if you do have any questions, let me know in the comments on the side over on YouTube, and I'll get to it. And we used to get a lot of flack actually, specifically about some altcoin picks that we have told you guys about, like Cardano and EOS. And I recently said, speculative picks are going to be hit harder than, your traditional good picks, or like things that already have an achievable roadmap ahead. Things like Omise Go, and Litecoin and things of that caliber, where they are a little bit more stable and more structured. But we'll dive deeper into that. I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. This is on the 4 hour. Let's see it. This is on the 4 hour. Yep. So our previous support did turn into resistance. Previous support turning into resistance. I mean, that's something that we literally just knew about, right? And we're looking at previous highs as well. So it's that level is yet to be broken, right? And so if we're looking at strictly just the 1 hour, we are again still trending down. This is exactly what I expected. I actually had a small buy order at about 9.6. So just to test the waters a little bit. Could we see a small little correction back to 10,000 or back to 11,000? Absolutely, but I don't think until we break out of 12,000, I don't think we're really going to. I think we're going to continue to move along this channel somewhere between 8,000 and 12,000, and once we do break through that 12,000, I think we're going to hit another ceiling of maybe 15,000. So that's essentially what I think is going to be happening with the market in general. I mean, with Bitcoin in general. Now, as you've been seeing, this MACD is still trending down. RSI is still very low, and we have another sell signal on the wave trend cross. I mean, until I do see a price register above 12,000, I'm not going to be fairly convinced. Honestly, I'm just not going to be fairly convinced that we move outside of this channel, right? It's just, I think the market's too much on a knife's edge. There's not enough support, really. There's not really enough long-term support in order to get to that higher price level at, like, for example, 12,000. I just think it's just not possible for me. I don't see it happening, to tell you the truth. All right. But other than that, let's go to ETH now. So ETH is going to be, quote unquote, the first altcoin we look at. We'll go over a lot of altcoins to see what's actually better to go over, USD or BTC. What's better to buy in? So during a bear market, in my opinion, it's you know, especially this uncertain time. For example, if I want to buy Ethereum USD, and I think Bitcoin is going down, um, you know, I would buy with fiat, or you know, I would buy with fiat or leverage my way with Bitcoin, because we don't know when Bitcoin is going to bounce back up, and when Bitcoin bounces back up, it's going to be quick, and it's going to be very hard to catch. So when Bitcoin starts to bounce back up, I think it's better just to buy with fiat. For me, for a lot of these stable altcoins, and then for some of the more unstable altcoins where it's really speculative, like anything on KuCoin. And I tweeted that out earlier, guys. My Twitter at CryptoBot, and then I retweet from CryptoSomniac on Twitter. I tweeted that you know, KuCoin coins are super speculative. And why do I think KuCoin coins are super speculative? It's just that none of them really have an attainable product. You know, when their mainnet or main product is launching, whether it be like a GUI or an actual interface, for example, for Sonum or Amise Go or GVT, like GVT is coming out in April, you know, that's attainable. You know, everything on KuCoin is like months and months away. You know, it's very far away and super essentially distant. You know, I don't see us you know, I don't see KuCoin coins increasing that much until Ethereum and Bitcoin start to rally a little bit. Until when we find that nice bottom, we'll see the KuCoin coins shoot up. Mark my words. Once we see that we're hitting strong support on Bitcoin and Ethereum, that we've tested that support multiple times, we're going to see KuCoin coins explode. Until then, it's just going to be a continuous sell-off for a lot of these speculative coins. You know, and that's unfortunate because there are some cool projects there, you know, HPB, Utrust, Snovio. But for me right now, you know, I'm not buying anything until I see that level of support on KuCoin. That's just how it is. You know, all KuCoin coins are new ICOs. Absolutely. We have that chat from Double Day Blue, and I completely agree with you. I think it is. I think all KuCoin coins are super new ICOs, and you know, I'm not saying they're bad projects or they're scams, or it's just there hasn't been enough public presence or roadmaps achieved by these ICOs for me to really have my confidence in. So if someone was to say, hey Snay, like I'm looking for a long-term investment, something a little bit more stable, something that I am confident in, what I would say, and I get a lot of flack from this. Hey, Snay, you keep, you know, flip-flopping on Cardano or, you know, or Utrust or things like that. Well, for me, Cardano and Utrust, they're very speculative. They do not have an attainable product yet in the market. Cardano, there are no ICOs being built on Cardano at the moment. You know, we're still very far away from even their mainnet launch. And that's for the platform side. And Utrust has a product launch, so they're going to launch their own GUI or their own client, right? And they haven't launched either. And for me, you know, they're just so far away that I'd rather have a little bit more stability in my portfolio. You know, because we don't know what's going to make it out of this dip or not, right? So for me, I think that, you know, Cardano and Utrust are a little bit more on the speculative side. That being said, speculative coins always give you the highest returns, right? But for things like Amise Go and GVT and you know, Litecoin, where there is active use case and or very close. I mean, I think they're both coming out with things. GVT and Amise Go coming out with things Q2 or major roadmap objectives on Q2. So I really do think that there's going to be some sort of significant barrier to entry, really, or barrier in general. And yep, 1 second, guys. All right. So other than the big three, topmost 5 solid coins to get into. Okay, that's pretty interesting. But first, Ethereum USD. Well, hold on, let me just calculate this drop really quick. So let's find out what this drop is from that all-time high. And we're going to do a price range, but really I just want to know the percentage drop. So this is a 20% drop from the local all-time high, and we're looking at ETH USD. And we're gonna look at this. So that was around the 19th, and we're gonna look at it again. 15%. So that's what I'm saying, guys. The decrease in Bitcoin has been a lot less, and Fiat's been, the decrease in Fiat has been a lot less than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is also dropping. So for me, it just makes sense to buy with Fiat in a lot of these, in Bitcoin and Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, specifically those big three. I wouldn't be buying with Bitcoin on the big three. I think I'll reserve my Bitcoin for the altcoins specifically. And Stan, can you analyze the weekly chart for BTC? Absolutely. And then we'll analyze the BTC chart on the weekly, and then we'll jump into that top 5. All right. All right. So so this is what I'm doing it wrong. I was wondering, I was like, this can't be right. All right, there you go. So this is the weekly. Don't mind the text here. And then for some reason this says the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which doesn't quite make any sense. But that being said, if you look at this, we are actually slowing down. What I'll project is this. This is what I hope will happen, right? That we start to bottom out, and then we start to rally hardcore sometime around around that April, May mark. Usually before consensus. What is consensus? So consensus is the big crypto meetup. Anyone in the cryptocurrency space is usually at Consensus New York. And every time we see Consensus New York, we always see a massive jump up in price. We've seen that from year to year. I think it's only I've only been following it for 2 years, so this will be my 3rd year following it. So but the last 2 years, it's been a major run up, right? So that's what I'm really expecting for consensus. But Bitcoin, it charts. This is here's what I'll say. Let me zoom out here. Okay, here's what I'll say. Okay. So for me, this is just this huge run up here, and that stability here. Like, this is like textbook sell on the weekly, and then then it's going down, and then it's confirmed going down. So still, it wasn't really quite a buy opportunity for me. But once it starts slowing down in speed, pretty much, or in steam, I think we're gonna I think we're already finding support, right, guys? Let's chart this on the weekly, which is crazy, but I've never actually charted anything on the weekly. But we'll do it just for educational purposes, right? Yep. Okay. So that's interesting. I guess you could consider this as decent support, even if you wanted to tighten it up a little bit. You could consider that we've been bouncing off this trend line, and maybe we'll head slowly back up. But for me, this is a pretty strong support. We did find it at like around 6,000. So it dug deep. This wasn't an easy correction to swallow. I think it did hurt everyone a little bit, right? Everyone is a little bit phased by it, like psychologically, like you're just you're a little bit more hesitant of a trader than you were in November, December, when everything was running up. And that's what separates the good traders and the bad traders. It's definitely during bear markets, where you're essentially constantly worried, and you're not making right logical decisions, because you're essentially scared for your money, right? Where in a bull market, you're making these more risky, brash, still illogical decisions. But this is where your fundamentals really start kicking in. When you have a solid trading background and pretty much core structure or guide and regulation that you may have for yourself, internal clock, so be it. I think that is where it really kicks in, where your strong fundamentals, your strong trading psychology really comes in. But yeah, for me, I think we have hit support. I don't know if we get down below 6,000 unless there's a big terrible ruling, and unless it's a news driven event. Um, I don't think we organically go down, right? I'm not saying regulation isn't organic, but you always have to factor in the fear of regulation. If some regulatory ruling comes out, this price, this $9,600 price could go down to 5,000 within a couple hours. So you have to be very, very careful, specifically investing in cryptocurrencies. This isn't I wouldn't, this is a risky investment, right? So if you're putting, I see all these Reddit comments, I put my life savings in here. Well, that was a dumb idea. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to dollar cost average in. You don't jump into the market all at once. I think that's ridiculous, right? You should spread in if you want to enter the market. If you're a brand new crypto investor and you want to enter, for example, $10,000 in the market, I would put it over $1,000 a week or something like that, right? Where you're understanding the market, and then you could throw in 50,000 if you wanted to. Once you get a better understanding of the market, so definitely keep that in mind, guys. And now we're gonna go over top 5 solid coins. So someone said solid coins. What does that even mean? Solid coins. So solid coins, I would just say a product or roadmap objective that is attainable or is going to be released. And I'm not saying Cardano isn't, but I'm just saying it's going to take a long time for Cardano to really have that value proposition kick in for me, considering there's not any really ICOs launched on it. That being said, I really do like Cardano. I think it's one of my stronger speculative picks, right? As speculative as Neo and Qtum, someone's asking me here. I don't think so. Qtum and Neo already have projects listed on them. Cardano's in the works of getting some projects listed on them. That being said, I still think Charles is an amazing leader, and I know Cardano will be successful, but I think there's better price earning points closer into the future than I would say Cardano. I bought Cardano at 2 cents, so I'm massively up on Cardano. So there's nothing really for me to worry about. I could hold long term and maybe even get a stop loss at like 15, 20 cents, and I would be happy, right? But right now it's at 32 cents, and we have seen a significant drop off on Cardano, right? All right. So top 5 solid coins. Well, without a doubt, I would put Litecoin as, one of my most solid coins there. It just has so much working for it. It has all of Bitcoin's upside. Bitcoin's upside and none of its downside. When Bitcoin Cash came out, there wasn't anyone to say, "Hey, this is a scam. This is bullshit." No, there wasn't anyone to do that. But when Litecoin Cash came out, they immediately, the Litecoin Foundation, their reputation, they're essentially a brand, you're literally leveraging their brand. Think about, what if I said Nike Plus or, Nike 2? I'm literally leveraging the brand Nike for my own, for example, shoe line. So that's why it's really scammy about it. It's just dishonest when you're saying things like Bitcoin Private, Bitcoin Cash. But Bitcoin Private, that's a very smart idea. If you just want to get a big community because you have a strong emphasis on community, well then yeah, it's a smart idea, right? But the fact that you're still leveraging Bitcoin's name, it's rude to new investors. Right, it really is rude to new investors. It's essentially just a marketing ploy to grow the community, right? So Litecoin definitely on the top of my list, right? Okay, so that's another good question here, guys. Again, I also have a portfolio tracker. So this is the portfolio tracker. We just launched it on cryptosomniac.com, so do check it out, guys. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, and we also have this little troll box here, so do check that out, guys. I mean, we released this about like 4 weeks ago to the Moon Lounge to beta test it, and we found a lot of bugs, but we're still finding bugs. For example, there's some coins that are missing, so we do apologize for that. I mean, we're just working through the bugs, but we're going to be adding a lot of features. For example, RSI statistics, MACD statistics, just the numerical values. So why can't I log out of this? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. And then I'm just gonna sign in. There you go. And then you can save your portfolio tracker. That's one thing that we were really confused about. I was like, why does Blockfolio only allow you to go on mobile? It's just dumb. I mean, why don't I just have my data stored on the cloud? So that's essentially what I'm doing. So for example, this is just a mock portfolio. Almost everything is down. Even my Tron, Kyber. I mean, look at that. My Kyber's already $26 down. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? So we're obviously taking a big hit here, continually on the market. But again, I'm just dollar cost averaging. I'm putting a little in by a little in. I actually bought a little bit of Kyber in yesterday. Nothing too significant, right? Absolutely nothing too significant. So they use Delta, have a desktop app now too. So yeah, we just kind of, ours is simple, intuitive. We're gonna be able to, like, for example, share with your friend, or we'll have like a competition maybe in the future. But I just think it's super intuitive. And we're gonna have charts and graphs and things like that. We just thought it would be nice for ourselves to launch one of these too. But that being said, let's actually go back to it. So these are the picks I kind of had. I'm obviously down on everything, but I didn't buy too much. I bought actually just Kyber last night. I didn't really end up buying Qtom EOS or any of the rest of them, but that's just something to dollar cost average in. There's nowhere to turn for good info. Hey Snake, been watching you for a few months. First time live. Love what you guys are doing. A real service to people in the space. There's nowhere to turn for good info you could trust. Yeah, I mean, that's what's really confusing to me. Only a very few amount of crypto people actually go to conferences, and actually, when they do go to conferences, it's just like essentially a marketing ploy. They don't really want to learn anything, or they don't want to read any books, or continue to learn about blockchain technology. And I could speculate on price all day, but if you don't understand the underlying technology or new technology in general, and understand its competitors, like, you have to be smart about being very knowledgeable at the crypto market, so you understand why things have a certain value proposition. You can't just look at the charts and be like, oh, this MACD, it's going up, it's going down, it's going up. You have to take both into account. That's why I am bullish on Kyber, because I take it from a fundamental standpoint and a financial standpoint that, yes, this is a good project, right? And yeah, I mean, that's one of the things we are trying to teach in the Advantage. So we have the Advantage program. You can check that out at cryptosomniac.com/advantage, or just go to cryptosomniac.com and go to the products page. And then we have a Slack community inside of it. We just started our technical analysis section. We also have, I'll post in the video description later, but we also have Telegram links. We just started our Telegram, free public Telegram links, and then obviously if you want to be in the paid discussion, where we do spend a lot of our time, and we have a full-time staff to really answer questions and whatnot, and of course you get a report every day or every other day from the Cryptosomniac Advantage. But that being said, we only went through one coin so far, so Litecoin it is for now. That is the #1 stable coin in my opinion. And Snake, what is your next 4 solid coins? This is a hard task, but for me, I think it's Neo. I mean, I'm just, after looking at Neo DevCon, man, oh man, that is a lot of investor and consumer support. I'll tell you, there's just so much investor and consumer support for NEO. I mean, just ICO after ICO being launched on NEO. KuCoin is essentially dedicated to any sort of ICO that wants to be listed on, or any sort of ICO that's built on NEO. It's simple as 1, 2, 3, and boom, you're listed on KuCoin. It feels like, seriously, like there's a lot of shit on KuCoin. Tell you the truth. The TA section is the shiznit. I'm all is the man. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you like him. We're just trying a bunch of new things, and we're always expanding on the Cryptosonic Advantage. So we want to be essentially full service. We want to help out in any way we can. And I don't want to say this too loudly, but we don't facilitate in it. But there are ICO pools that happen in organically in our in the Moon Lounge Advantage, in the Cryptosonic Advantage. So you get to contribute to a lot of ICOs that way. All right, so we said through Litecoin and NEO. Of course, I can't leave this out. I think this is just the easy one. No particular order, but Omise Go. I think Omise Go, it's doing killer. I don't know if anyone heard this rumor, but Vitalik actually went to go meet the Thai government with Omise Go. So Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, has such a vested interest into Ethereum, or into Omise Go, that he literally went on their behalf to go see the Thai government. So that is pretty big news here, guys. That's really, really big news, actually. So be careful, guys. Just be very careful. Don't go selling your Omise Go. I think this is a very, very stable pick. I'm not your financial advisor, but for me, Omise Go is one of those solid cryptocurrencies. All right, so we just went through 3. So what I would say for probably 4 and 5, obviously I like Qtum for the same reasons I like NEO. Good development team. Honestly, Jordan Earls is in every single conference I ever go to. I think the Komodo team and the Qtum team, they're so vocal. They're just so very vocal. And, I'm starting to like Komodo a lot more and a lot more. Obviously, everything is taking a hit right now. Everything is taking a hit right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if everything continued to drop a little bit lower. But for me, last is almost, it's a little bit speculative, but I would split number 5 between Nano and Stellar Lumens. I'm not gonna say Ripple, because I'm just not a big fan of the Ripple philosophy, but I still do own some Ripple. So I own Ripple for the long hold. It's just too inflationary for me. I think, they're going to release 60 million more Ripples. So be careful, guys. Be very, very careful. This price could plummet very quickly. So be careful. All right. Did he learn Thai too? No. How about Monero? Yeah, wow. So Monero is... So there's a lot of speculation behind ZK Synars and ring signatures, which is better. But the one terrifying thing I heard, or I learned from this conference, is they are seriously considering, or people are seriously saying, that Monero could potentially be regulated or be banned, right? And that scares the hell out of me, right? That really does scare the hell out of me. It's just... just that fact alone. I know Monero, think about it, for money laundering or any sort of illicit activity. Don't take it from me. I'm not your lawyer, or, I'm not Dread Pirate Roberts, right? I didn't own Silk Road or anything. But if you were to do illicit activity, Monero is your choice. Monero is your go-to pick. You cannot trace it. You cannot find out where it came from. You cannot find out where it's going. You don't know how much the transaction is. Monero is by far, like, if you wanted to hide money from anybody, it would be in Monero. That's just a no-brainer, And for me, that's just, that gives me security that, okay, this, Bitcoin can never really truly be banned. Monero is always a good hedge against any sort of centralization. I mean, Monero cannot be centralized with that proof of work. So Monero is essentially, yeah, it's like offshore accounts. It's like black money, right? It's just like, and what is, it's essentially, money you could hide from the government, essentially, right? Monero is awesome. It's what crypto is about. Absolutely, absolutely. And I forget what I tweeted last night. Hold on. So today's top buy, Sam said, Bitcoin, Dragon Chain, and Kyber. So what did I say? Aha. The SEC's Reg D is despicable. Just to get into these ICOs, you need to be $50,000. $50,000. First of all, a lot of minimum contribution is $50,000, and you need to make a minimum of $200,000 a year. I mean, that's hard for a lot of people, right? That is very, very hard for a lot of people. So be very careful. Be very, very careful about, the United States government. The rich get richer here. That's essentially how it works, right? And Monero, I think is a possible target. It's a absolutely possible target, specifically in the United States with regulation. And that's one of the reasons why I like Komodo. Komodo is a fork of Zcash, therefore has ZK snarks already implemented. So when Ethereum moves to proof of stake, there's only going to be one last proof of work platform. That's Komodo, and it already has ZK snarks enabled in it, and it also has that security layer of Bitcoin. And I have an interview coming out soon with the Komodo guys, so you guys gotta watch it. I mean, it's really good. It's Monero fork coming soon. I'm done with forks. Unless Fluffy Pony tells me to buy it into it. Fluffy Pony's the lead developer there at Monero. Unless he tells me to buy it, I'm probably not gonna buy it. Tell you the truth. And that's a solid picks, guys. These are solid picks, I think, to really get into. All right, so let's read this. It's hilarious to me that they call being accredited investor. You don't need knowledge or experience, just money. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's not necessarily true because you need a $200,000 income. So if you are born with wealth or something, you would essentially have to start an LLC and be put on payroll. You can't just be, living off your money. So you would literally have to do like a whole payroll system. You'd be working for a company at that point. So if you're just inherently rich, then yeah, you can't be an accredited investor unless you're paying yourself on payroll for $200,000. SEC is a whole scam anyway. So, it's bullshit. It really is bullshit that the rich just continue to get richer, specifically in this country. You can't even participate in IPOs. For example, once is SpaceX public? I don't know if SpaceX is a public company, but once SpaceX becomes a public company, it could essentially be traded, right? And that's super. Or Coinbase, for example. Once Coinbase becomes a public company, once it has its IPO, you cannot invest in it. As a regular investor, you and me, the average consumer, cannot invest in it. It'd be to accredited investors. And for IPOs, sometimes it's up to $1 million in revenue or income that your corporation makes per year. So be careful, guys. Be super careful. I mean, this SEC is not here to help you. It's to help big financial investors. That's essentially what the SEC is for. This is not meant for the average Joe. All right. So let's go back to it, guys. Let me just go back to the charts here. Perfect. Okay. That's true about the SEC. Yep. Are the Komodo guys paying you anything? Absolutely not. No. Komodo guys are not paying me anything. If you've looked back for around, I think till even early last year, we've been loving Komodo. Even in the Moon Lounge, we've been talking about Komodo since September. So and that's all recorded proof. So it's pretty cool. Can you explain the last proof of work coin? Won't there be a ton of coins to mine like there is now? So I said last proof of work platform. So Neo is a platform, Komodo is a platform. A platform is essentially something you build dApps or decentralized applications upon, and then you can launch an ICO once you build your dApp, right? Your decentralized application. So for example, Omise Go doesn't have its own blockchain. Kyber Network doesn't have its own blockchain. It's a dApp that's built on top of Ethereum. So what's happening when I'm sending you an Omise Go or a Kyber Network? Since they're built on top of Ethereum, what does that really mean? And I think this is very important to learn. I mean, this is what blockchain technology is all about. What I'm actually telling you is that when I'm sending you an Omise Go from another Ethereum address, what I'm actually sending you is 0 Ethereum. And then behind it, what I'm sending you is a little bit of Ethereum in gas costs. So the miners will essentially approve my transaction or mine my transaction. And then once that happens, the underlying software, the underlying smart contract, what it's saying is, okay, I'm actually sending you 1 Omise Go. So every transaction, every token transaction actually in the early days registered as 0. Without Mu, if you just looked at it, in the raw code base, it registers as 0 Ethereum, right? That's how the transaction registers. And then there's underlying software beneath it. And that's essentially what all it is. That's essentially all. So you're still leveraging Ethereum's blockchain. So that's the funny thing. If I wanted to send you an Omise Go and I had 0 Ethereum in my wallet and I had 100 Omise Go, I physically cannot send you any Omise Go because I cannot pay for my gas price in Omise Go. I can only pay for gas price in Ethereum. That's what gives Ethereum that unique value proposition. That's what gives Ethereum that unique value proposition. And for Neo, it's the gas that gives you that value proposition. But how do you earn gas? You earn gas by holding Neo. So that's essentially what's happening with Neo. That's why, I do like the QTUM structure a little bit better, right? I think the QTUM structure is a lot better than the Neo's token structure. And what side is that on? Whoops, my bad, guys. Oh shit. Constantly dropping this thing. All right. I need to get a bigger green screen. That's pretty much what it means. This is ridiculous. My bad, guys. Seriously, I never thought in my life I would ever be working with a green screen. I mean, I went to school for engineering. I work for pharmaceutical companies. I never thought I'd be in front of a camera. So this is a big deal for me. This is completely out of my comfort zone. People think, Snake's just an entertainer. No, I mean, I like video games and I like building computers. I went to school for engineering. I like math and science. Like I watch Jeopardy for fun. I'm not your average I'm in front of the camera. Let me be entertaining and goofy and yell into the screen. That's just not who I am. I'm just essentially a nerd. I'm a crypto nerd. That's pretty much what it comes down to, right? Where I got in for the technology, and the potential investments, right? I didn't get into to essentially be a goofy dude. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't go from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, where it's I'm a social media marketer or I'm another public figure. I'm not a poker player or I was born and bred by crypto. This is it. This is all I know. I don't really have any camera skills. I software developed. I worked in Fortune 500 pharmaceutical clients. I was a consultant, and I just went to client, and yeah. All right, cool. That's just my background, guys. All right, so we had some more questions. Last proof of work coin. Yeah, what I was saying was Komodo has a platform you can build decentralized apps on. Ethereum is the last proof of work platform as well. Neo, Qtum, Cardano, EOS, Rise, all these other little small different Aeon, Icon, all these platforms, they are all proof of stake. Proof of work is only essentially Ethereum and Komodo and Ethereum Classic. But once Ethereum goes to proof of stake, I think Komodo is going to fill that void. I think that's absolutely okay as well. All right. All right. So let's get to some more questions. I think Zencash is proof of work. It already does steady building into a platform and has ZK snarks. Yeah, but so what Komodo does has another level of security. So what happens? So if a Bitcoin miner, let me just show you this. Let me just show you the hash rate graphs. Let me just show you the total hash rate or total, essentially hash rate. Just look at that. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Let me just, okay, just look at Bitcoin. All right, so look at Bitcoin. See this little red line here on the bottom? Actually, yeah, see that red line here on the bottom? Just right here, okay? So it is Bitcoin's mining rate and hash power is magnitudes over Litecoin's. And Litecoin's a big cryptocurrency. So let's compare it to ETH. So, for example, Zencash, which I don't think is ASIC resistance. So if 1% of Bitcoin miners just moved into any of these small cryptocurrencies, they would completely take over the blockchain, right? They could freeze up the blockchain. They could do 51% attacks. That's actually very, people say 51% attacks. What happens in a 51% attack? All you could do is halt the blockchain. You cannot take money out of my wallet. I cannot make a faulty transaction. That's not what 51% attack means. What it means is that it literally you cannot mine any transaction because you'll never achieve consensus because you have 51% of the block the hash rate, right? The hash power. And to me, that's ridiculously insecure, right? That's why people are moving to proof of stake. But proof of stake has its own difficulties as well. But so what is decentralization is by competition. So Bitcoin solves decentralization by competition. There's always so many, since it is first mover advantage, there's so many people mining Bitcoin that it's really hard to get any amount of reasonable Bitcoin hash rate, right? Hash power. And if your mining pool is acting fraudulently, you have an incentive to leave the mining pool. So not one person has a massive amount of hash power. These pools do, but people could leave these pools. These pools are just governing bodies, right? Essentially, and they split work and split cost, right? But to me, it's just so secure. Bitcoin is so secure. It's almost impossible to get a 51% hash rate, right? Huge, yeah, absolutely huge. So yeah, that's pretty much my spiel on proof of work blockchain, proof of work platforms rather. I just think with Komodo's notarization using Bitcoin, so they timestamp Bitcoin transactions onto their own blockchain. That's what gives them that value proposition, that they are so secure. You would have to break through Bitcoin, then Komodo, then your own ICO blockchain or your own ICO chain, your side chain on Komodo. And then you would be able to break into your own, then you would be able to steal funds or do a 51% attack. That's how secure Bitcoin is, in my opinion. I don't even think Ethereum doesn't even hold a candle to Bitcoin. Let's just actually look at mining profitability. I wonder what that's like. So Ethereum mining, But again, Ethereum mining is different mining. You know, they don't use the same chips exactly. So I think this is a little bit skewed. But interesting nevertheless. All right. Grandpa Pappy Snay is a Bollywood star back homie. I don't know what this is referring to. I always get to these comments super late. Saying you're doing a great job. Thank you. I do appreciate it, guys. What were the top 5? You could rewind the video once this video is over, and you'll find out. You know, just so we could get onto the next one, pretty much. Magnitude's huge. Proof of proof is the new consensus algo. I don't even know. You know, I'm just gonna do proof of chocolate. You know, you have to submit chocolate to to verify your transaction. You have to add a piece of chocolate on it. And I'll be a chocolate millionaire. That's essentially, you're gonna do proof of anything. Honestly, all these proof ofs are just possible solutions to achieving consensus. Remember that. That's all proof of algos are, right? Proof of work, proof of stake. It's just yeah. But a 51% attack would make it worthless. The hacker wouldn't gain anything unless it's Roger Ver. Absolutely. There's no point. So you're using utilities and you're using all this essentially capital, and you'd be losing money just to take over the Bitcoin blockchain for no reason, for no reason whatsoever. So unless you're like a dictator or like a you know, Kim Jong-un trying to take down the West, you know, there's absolutely no incentive for you to take down the Bitcoin blockchain. Just mine it. If you have that much hash rate, just mine it and you make more money. It doesn't make any sense because you're essentially using utilities. Proof of stake, you just sit there. You sit there like a lard, you know, like Jabba the Hutt, you know, just you don't do anything. For proof of work, you're putting electricity, hardware, all these sorts of costs just to mine a specific cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. That's all you're doing. Okay. I'm listening to the cryptocurrency pros. It makes me feel like I'm getting wiser in investing. I don't know if I'm I'm what I would call myself is I'm a student of the blockchain. You know, I am a student of the blockchain. I'm a student of, you know, what it has to offer. There's new things I'm learning that is just, and I have a technology background, so I'm essentially learning different smart contracts and consensus algorithms, token mechanics, token value propositions, and I'm reading these books on it, and you know, reading these high level like white papers and articles, and just trying to wrap my head around it. Because, you know, if you just want me to go over the news, like, hey, Robinhood, you know, today what the big news is, Robinhood just released 5 new Bitcoins, or 5 new states to trade cryptocurrencies. I could go over the news, or you could read it in an article, but not many people go over technology and can summarize it. And, you know, I try to make technology into a consumable amount. You know, when I say, wow, this is a huge deal, because, you know, for example, atomic swaps, it's a huge deal. You know, I honestly mean it's a huge deal in the cryptocurrency space, right? So, yeah. And then we have a $50 donation. Big Daddy Snake, what's up, you sexy crypto genius? I do appreciate that, Robert. Crypto Beatles, I do really appreciate it. Snake, how can I donate? You could donate with super chat, or you could join the Cryptosomnic Advantage. Anyone could join the Cryptosomnic Advantage for 14 days. It's absolutely free. You could cancel in those 14 days, and you won't get charged a dime. So go check out the Cryptosomnic Advantage. You can read all of our reports, all of our past reports, look at all that stuff, and then we have the super chat donation as well. And I do really appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate it, Aeon. So let's continue through it, guys. I have 4 on Coinbase. Neotronics. Okay. Do we really need to get into Komodo, Act, Ven, OMG? Okay. So, I don't know about Act. Komodo, it's very speculative. Very speculative. I cannot tell you to invest in Komodo. If I cannot, I'm not going to say it's a solid pick. Absolutely not. I like the technology. I like what it can do with it. But until decentralized ICOs actually launch on that specific platform, I'm not convinced. That's the same reason why I think Cardano and EOS are completely speculative. This is completely speculative, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Komodo, EOS, and Cardano are strong picks, because they're not. Because they're absolutely not. They're very speculative. They have good development teams. They have a strong track record with proving all their technology. They have a very unique and interesting technology, highly scalable, all three of them. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, products will be running off of them until products actually run off of them. For example, Ethereum, Neo, and Qtum. That's why I like those cryptocurrencies. I mean, and I think that's very, very important to know. So what's so special about the Moon Lounge? I mean, it's essentially just an awesome, educated community. I mean, a lot of the times I'm learning from people in the Moon Lounge. It's just people, serious people, right? Serious people about learning about blockchain technology and learning about investing impacts. We mostly talk about investing, and then we go over technology as a form of investment. What's so big about Lightning Network? Well, Lightning Network would make the price go up. What's so big about all these different proof of concepts such as EOS and Cardano? Well, I could see a nice return if that technology comes to fruition. That's what I'm all about, right? All right, what do you think of Nebulous? Huge potential if you got through the white paper. I did get through the white paper, actually. It's an interesting project. It's a super, super interesting project. And I do like the development team behind it. But man, is that hard, and that's really hard to achieve. That, like a decentralized Google, essentially. That's the closest thing I could come on to it. When Monets is taking a while. I don't know what the hell's going on with Monets. Yeah, 10 billion market cap on projects. Crypto is on the edge. Crypto, $10 billion is nothing, guys. $10 billion is nothing. When the market cap of Apple, when they have over $500 billion in reserves, $500 billion in reserves, so Apple could essentially buy out every single cryptocurrency everywhere. That's how much Apple has money. That's how much money has Apple. That's how much money Apple has. Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. Do you know INS? Yeah, decentralized groceries. I mean, that's a tough sell, guy. INS ecosystem. I think it's speculative. I cannot say this with a straight face and say, hey, you're gonna make money. You go ahead and invest in decentralized groceries. I can't tell you that with a straight face. No, not at all. Not at all. But what I can tell you is I could try to give you a fib retracement, and so let's see what kind of price we're looking at. That is not what I want to give you. Fibonacci retracement. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And I get a lot of heat for that. I'm like, hey, Snay, you said you loved Cardano, but now you're saying, hey, you're trying to exit some of your Cardano. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is. I'm never emotionally attached to anything, ever. The only thing I love is my bed and my mama, and that's it. My mom and my bed. That's it. That's a funny little reference, but honestly, yeah, I'm not in love with any of these cryptocurrencies. I'm not emotionally attached. If it's not making me money, I cut it out, just like that. I don't know. It's about a bottom line for me. Oh well, it's treated me so well in the past, and now I really want to be a holder because I'm a long-term believer. Okay, I believe in accumulating more Bitcoin. I believe in profit. I believe in making money. And if you believe it's not going to make you money in a while, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Just going to be a long-term holder and believer and investor? I mean, sure, yeah, you could do that. You could do that and be like, yeah, I really believe in the project. Yeah, you could have passion projects, but not more than one or two. Right? Like I'm super passionate about Sonam. And maybe I've held a little bit too hard onto Sonam. Tell you the truth. God's honest truth, but maybe I held on a little too long. Yeah, but I'm not going to do that for multiple projects. have a passion project and something like that. But, don't get too emotionally attached to these cryptocurrencies. All right, so we have another donation. I really do appreciate it. Teniase. Decentralized exchanges. Is KuCoin going to adapt? Well, you could say that for anything. Is Bittrex going to adapt? The answer is we don't know. We know decentralized exchanges are the future, but we don't know what's going to be the impact of centralized exchanges. Hopefully there's enough room where everyone could live, but it's still a gray area. For me, I think it's a smart idea to hedge on decentralized exchanges. Maybe not BitShares, but things like OX protocol, and Kyber network. I think these are very smart hedges for me, right? All right. LOL, don't do it, dude. I don't know I'm so behind on these comments. I apologize, guys. I try to get through all the comments. Maybe I should just go on the comments here so we could read along. Good Lord. Okay. All right. Apple's cash pile is only 285 billion. I heard they had half a trillion. Maybe they're not. Can you comment on GMT, decentralized by Mark Cuban? No, I don't really know much about GMT. Buybox token is pretty undervalued. I do like decentralized tokens. I do like that, and specifically Binance token. I think they got a good head on their shoulders, right? Specifically CZ. If you guys check it out in 6 more days, Forbes is going to be releasing their cover with CZ right on the front. So it's going to be CZ is Cheng Zhang or something, Cheng Zhao. I don't know. I'm not going to butcher his name, but his name is CZ. He's the CEO of Binance, right? Can you explain the bridge concept of ARC? So ARC is really interesting, right? So ARC is one of those first proof of stake coins as well, inspired by Dan Larimer. Dan Larimer essentially inventing that proof of stake kind of style, or delegated proof of stake kind of style. So what they're trying to do is pretty much plug and play blockchain. So you can essentially design your blockchain and have it smart contract ready within a couple hours, right? And that's essentially what they're trying to do. They're trying to hit that mass market appeal. And a lot of things what they'll be doing is, of course, atomic swaps, but they'll be running side chains as well. So you'll be able to run your own blockchain right next to each other. You're not built off of ARC. You're actually building a side chain right next to ARC. And I think that's very interesting, right? I think that has a very unique value proposition as well. All right. Let's see. Anything on Blue Whale ICO? Not too much. Don't mirror your coins. Absolutely. Do not mirror your coins, guys. That's just not a good idea. Buy alts with Fiat or BTC right now. So for me, if you can find a good USD pairing, I'm still bearish on the market. Actually, I think one of my stop losses did already hit. Maybe we'll hit above 10,000 again, but we'll travel between 8,000 or 8,500, even closer to 9,000 to 12,000 for quite a bit until we make that decisive push over 12,000. We have a lot of our resistance around 12,000, so be very careful with that, guys. Decentralized groceries. Who's going to the warehouse to pick up rice-a-roni and potatoes? I don't know. What about B token? B token, again, speculative, right? Very, very speculative. Polymath, please. Polymath is interesting, right? Polymath, pretty much having an exchange of securities, strictly securities. And what they're predicting is securities will outpace utilities. So there's 2 types of token classification, right? There's security tokens and utility tokens. So utility tokens are essentially for the platform, inside the platform, nothing backing the asset. Securitized tokens are asset backed or even equity backed. So, for example, if I had 100% of my company and I wanted to sell my company, I could essentially say, "Hey, I have 100 tokens, and a proof of your what I'm putting behind here, and you can get equity share is from my tokens." So there, you own 1% of for example, profits if you own one token. So that's essentially what you could do, or you could obviously asset back it with gold, or bananas, or corn, or tomatoes, or Pez dispensers. It really doesn't matter, right? So but you're securitizing that whole process. Aeon, I do hold some Aeon. I have some stop losses set that we're pretty conservative, so I'm actually back into BTC. Cryptosomniac. So I'm not Cryptosomniac. That's just a channel name. My name's Snay. We have another person here, Sam, and we do things together. And guys, do me a favor. If you do like the content, smash that thumbs up, guys. Really would appreciate it. That's just the name of the game. If I want to get exposure, I have to ask for a thumbs up. So please have mercy on my soul. And give me a thumbs up here, guys. Essentially what I'm asking. All right. Why not BTS? BitShares. Man, what a shitty platform. What a terrible GUI. Have you ever downloaded the GUI platform? There's 2 servers. There's like one in Japan and one in Germany. And I think like one in Korea. I'm just like, are you serious? Like there's not a single server you have in the United States. What's the point of that? We could have redundant servers all over the place. Why not have one in the United States? And they're like, yeah, it's just too much server costs. And one of the terrible things I also experienced was BitShares actually got delisted from Bittrex. I mean, that's kind of shitty. So yeah. When do you know when to exit a position or cut losses? When I break through support, I'm cutting my losses. I mean, most of the times, when I'm still shaky, or the market's really shaky, right, like it is right now, I may not sell on support. But if I'm in a bullish trend or in a bullish pattern, or even if I'm in a neutral pattern and we're just traveling along a channel, if we're traveling between 12 and 8, and I continue to see that, then I consider that a neutral pattern. If we continually break supports after every other week, then we're in a bearish channel like we're doing now. So I don't think we're out of the woods yet. If we continue to rally up above that $9,000 to $8,000 mark, I'll say we're traveling on a channel until we break through 12,000. So that is my neutral pattern there. What is your opinion on EOS? So let's go take a look on my opinion on EOS. EOS BTC. Where's that? Okay. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. I didn't put this here, but look at that support line. We had that long-term support, and this is the trend line that we're following. And what are we seeing? We're seeing resistance at support. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Hell yeah. I probably haven't made any money off of it, but wow, look at that. I may buy some EOS right now. That daily looks fantastic. Let's look at the 12-hour. 12-hour looks really fantastic. I don't think we break down through that support. Honestly, I don't. I think we continue to trend upwards. EOS only is getting better and better with EOS Finex and things like that. Look at that. Look at that support that it's going to bounce off of. I would slowly buy in here and there. So I'm going to slowly buy in. Screw it. I'm going to slowly buy in. I think this is a good idea. Thanks, Nate. You're the best. I heard Polymath is legit. There's a lot of hype behind Polymath. I think it was one of the most hyped up projects at the conference that I went to. And then they're also speaking at another conference we're going to in April and May. And I think they're speaking in June as well. Yeah. And they're speaking at Consensus. So they're everywhere. They have good marketing. I'm not messing with Blockport, man. Walton. So I used to love all these supply chain management coins, and I still do. But for me, I think having a underlying protocol like Origin Trail provides its own little unique benefits, and that's why I'm really bullish on Origin Trail. All right, guys, let's actually All right, let's give away some free cryptocurrency. So if you shared this video, shared yesterday's video, and you commented with your ERC20 address, shared it on Facebook and Twitter, we are now going to draw the free crypto winner. So let's give out some free cryptocurrency. All right, random number generator. All right, so 1 through 3, 1 for Facebook, 2 for Twitter, 3 for YouTube. Twitter it is. So we're going to go to Twitter Cryptosomniac. And guys, actually, do me a favor. It's actually my cousin's birthday. So go over and at Crypto Loud and give him a follow and tell him happy birthday. You know, I don't, you know, I'm not, you know, I've never thought I would have a crowd of people that I could potentially broadcast this to, but now I do. And so go ahead and do that. And I think it would be fun. You know, he's my cousin, means a lot to me. He got me into cryptocurrency as well. You know, look at that Chicago blockchain project. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to give that a like. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, give him some fan love, and now we're gonna give away some free cryptocurrency. So at Crypto Loud, go follow him, go tell him happy birthday, go like that post. And that being said, buy the altcoin dip now. Where's the S? There it is. Okay, so we had 41 retweets. So thank you so much for retweeting, guys, and reading your guys' comments. All right. So let's go look at those retweets. So it says 1 through 25. So it's, even though it says 41 retweets, it only populates the 1 to 25. So 3, it just picks random. So 1, 2, 3. There you go. So let's see the first 1, 2, 3. Crypto monedas. Oh no, sorry. Sachin. I'm sorry, not crypto monedas. Sorry. So I'm gonna follow. I'm going to tweet too. Hey, you just won some free cryptocurrency. Send us your ERC20 address. Simple as that, guys. Won some free cryptocurrency, and hit those likes, guys. Give me a thumbs up there, and yeah, go give my cousin a shout out. Give him some crypto love. Show him how Cryptosomniac. We're a family. You know, go give him some love there. So yeah, and you know what? Screw it. We'll retweet it too. All right, cool. And then of course you could show me and Sam some love. We're at CryptoBot. You know, we always personally tweet out things. You know, Sam said Kyber Network, Dragon Chain, Bitcoin. I actually love all those projects, and I do little blockchain tweets in here and there. And of course, follow the main account, Cryptosomniac, and yeah, you'll be pretty good. So somebody just won some free cryptocurrency. We also have a pretty big Facebook group, so just Cryptosomniacs, and we have started our Telegram group. Sorry guys, I'm slouching here, and this green screen is just moving in the wind. I don't even know how to do this anymore. But yeah, let's actually, we'll go over one more cryptocurrency, and then we'll end out the stream. So, DGB any good? We're not going to go over DGB. DGB cannot be our last cryptocurrency. No. Exodus main launch, yeah. Litecoin. Okay. So a comment Litecoin. Over on Facebook. So Litecoin, I think it could continue to drop. I have no doubt that it could continue to drop. Yeah, you could pick this up a whole million satoshis less at 0.018. Honestly, you could pick it up right there. This is a decent time. Let's go look at LTC USD. Yeah, and another one. Yeah, you could afford to pick some of this up even now at 185 in fiat. Maybe not. Maybe it could drop a little lower. I would say 170. I would say 170. I think that's closer. Nano. Okay, let's go talk about Nano. Wow. Okay. Well, that rebrand is actually helping. So I've bought my Nano, my XRB, my Ray blocks, um, pretty high. So guess who not? Guess who won't be buying because he's already satisfied with the amount of Nano he has. Me. No, just kidding. I will be accumulating some Nano. I'm trying to find a good price point. I think it's going a little parabolic right now. On the 4 hour, it's even breaking through that RSI. I'm hoping we see a small little correction. If we don't see a small little correction, maybe I'll set a stop loss. I'll probably set a stop loss so, you know, just if we do see that correction, I am predicting a correction. And if we don't see that protection, so be it. You know, I still have some Nano. But if we do see that correction, I'll set my stop loss, and then I'll try to buy when it's deeper down. I think we will correct a little bit, a little bit. I think, you know, this is super run up. We're almost see like a almost 40 to 60% gain here. So be careful, guys. So follow on Facebook.com/CryptoSomniac, Twitter.com/CryptoSomniac, and yeah, go ahead and subscribe to us and hit that little bell if you want to know when we're online or not. You could also, you know, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I already said that. And of course, we have a Udemy course. We take one-on-one appointments. We have that Facebook group. We just started our Telegram chat, free, absolutely free. So go check that out. And our Slack and our Moon Lounge. So go to cryptosonic.com/advantage, and you could enter the Moon Lounge, and we're pretty much there 24/7. We also will be starting. We already had one, but we'll be doing weekly private streams for you guys. And you know, if you guys enjoy them, we'll do them more and more. Of course. Still moving to Puerto Rico. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna go check out the country, see what it's really like. And we have a question on Twitter. Snay, what is behind your green screen? I'll show you guys. Why not? So that's actually interesting. So you see how my chair is green? We actually wrapped green screen material around it just to try to, hold on. There it is. Okay. There it is. So pretty much, yeah, we just wrap green screen material around it. This is like a nylon green screen. And then we love board space, so we have just glass boards everywhere, and we have a whiteboard there. We just like to strategize. We are in the process of you know, developing our own smart contracts and figuring out the flow charts for our ICO. You know, it's a really exciting idea, and I think we could really execute really well on it. You know, specifically because, you know, we're consumers ourselves, so I think that'd be really, really cool. Don't knock it down again. Yeah. All right, you guys want to see some GVT? All right, let's go look at some GVT. Let me shrink myself, and then, anyways, these are all the things that you should look into. Specifically, the Cryptosomnic Advantage. I mean, you guys, it's a 14-day free trial. Go check it out. You can download all of our old reports, and if you do want to end up being a full-time consumer, we have some really exciting things going on. You know, people do ICO pools in there. We don't particularly, you know, suggest going into every one. You know, we may participate in one or two, but you know, there's things going on in there. There's the Moon Lounge. Of course, that's what you get when you get the advantage after you are a paying member. You just a bunch of awesome people, and I mean, I love the Advantage members. I think they teach me something new every day, and then we're always investing and learning smart decisions together. Just the community, I feel like the community we have in the Advantage is just such an intelligent community, and it really is. I go to these blockchain conferences, and I'm just like, damn, everyone is dumb as hell. You know, all these people are so dumb. You know, just like, where do you see Bitcoin in 10 years? You know, that was the questions they were asking these cryptocurrency quote unquote experts. And I was like, what kind of question are you asking to these experts? You know, tell me, give me about the fears of, you know, Lightning Network and what centralization means for the Lightning Network. Or tell me what the regulatory environment or what they've seen on Bitcoin and you know, if it is classified as a commodity or utility, you know, where do you see the price in, you know, 6 months? You know, come on, those kinds of questions aren't really necessary, you know, and you know, especially my average viewer, I feel like is super intelligent compared to, you know, even compared to other YouTubers. I mean, I just think like the crowd that we have. You know, I'm not entertaining. I'm not goofy. I'm not like, hey, I'm Bozo the Clown. You know, we love cryptocurrencies here. We love blockchain technology, and you know, that's all what the game is about, right? So I do really appreciate all you guys joining me here today. This is Sneh here at Crypto Somniac. Peace out.